Warmly welcome everyone, including members of the gallery and press, to this council meeting. My name is Councillor Sarah Hayden and I am the Mayor of the Golden Plains Shire Council. Tonight, this council meeting, which is open to the public, is taking place in the council chambers at the Golden Plains Shire Council Civic Centre in Bannockburn. In accordance with council's governance rules, and I welcome any viewers joining us online. As the meeting is open to the public to attend, if the live stream ceases at any time, the meeting will still continue. I will now recite the opening declaration on behalf of all councillors. We, the councillors of Golden Plains Shire, declare that we will undertake, on every occasion, to carry out our duties in the best interest of the community. Our conduct shall maintain the standards of the Code of Good Governance so that we may faithfully represent and uphold the trust placed in this council by the people of Golden Plains Shire. Golden Plains Shire spans the traditional lands of the Wadawurrung and Eastern Maar people. Council acknowledges them as the traditional owners and custodians and pays its respects to both Wadawurrung and Eastern Maar elders, past, present and emerging. Respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who are part of Golden Plains Shire. Now we move on to the apologies and leave of absence. Are there any apologies for this meeting or requests for leave of absence?
No, there are no apologies or requests, Mayor Hayden.
We have a recommendation before us to confirm the minutes of the unscheduled council meeting held on 19th of November 2024 and the minutes of the scheduled council meeting held on 26th of November 2024. Can I have a mover? Councillor Phelan, and a seconder.
No, Mayor Hayden, there are no questions from the public tonight.
Thank you, CEO. I am seeking a mover for a motion that standing orders be suspended to undertake a Citizen Recognition Award presentation tonight. Are there any questions of clarification around this? I put this to a motion. All those in favour? Thank you. I'll proceed with the Citizen Golden Plains Shire is proud to recognise the fantastic achievements and contributions made by young people in the community. We are fortunate today to present a Citizen Recognition Award to Piper Flett, who is being recognised for her achievement in the sport of inline hockey. Piper is 11 years old, lives in Teesdale and was selected to represent Victoria at the National Inline Hockey Championships held in Queensland from the 29th of September to the 6th of October 2024. Piper has been playing inline hockey off and on for a few years. Such is her commitment to her sport that Piper attended training and tryouts for the Victorian team on the other side of Melbourne and occasionally in Moe every second weekend. I think that's a commitment from Mum and Dad right there. This was Piper's first time competing at a national level. She is following in the footsteps of her talented older brother Lachlan, who has represented Victoria and Australia at international level in the sport of inline hockey. Piper loves skating and going up against the bigger people and learning new skills. In her spare time, she also loves to dance and do acro, which is acrobatic dance, locally in Teesdale. Can Piper please come forward to receive her award? so much and your family for coming in. We're going to resume the meeting. You are more than welcome to stay if you would like, but you're also welcome to leave if you want. But thank you so much for coming in. Thank you. I'm seeking a mover for a motion that standing orders be resumed. Thank you, Councillor Cunningham. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Robbins, thank you. I'll now put the motion. All those in favour? Thank you. Now we move to item 7.2. I refer councillors to page 8 of the agenda for this report. The recommendation is that Council adopts the following schedule for the 2025 scheduled council meetings and the Audit and Risk Committee meetings. Are there any questions of clarification? I have a mover of the recommendation.
I'd like to move an amendment, and the amendment is that that the dates of the 25th of March 2025 be changed from Smythesdale to Linton, and the 25th of November be changed from Smythesdale to Linton. Thank you.
Point of order.
Jackie?
We're asking to make an amendment when there's no motion on the table.
Old motion. Thank you, Councillor Sharkey.
Just second the motion for debate.
To the motion, mover.
Yes, please, Madam Mayor. Thank you. I would just like for us as a council to still recognise Linton as being a great municipal building within the Shire. It's of a historical significance, and it dates back to 1861. Now, we know that when we had amalgamation, we all had to make sacrifices, but I think at the end of the day, when we've got a beautiful area in Linton and we've got one here in Bannockburn, we know that the centre of the Shire no longer has a council chamber. I think even though we've got the newer building at Smythesdale, I think the historical significance of Linton is, we just can't take that away. And as we know, when we go to Linton for a council meeting, we have so many residents turn up to support us as a council because we hold our meetings there in Linton. So on behalf of the residents, I'd really hope that council can find it within them to keep this historical building going, support the residents of Linton because they do not want this building to close for council meetings. And I believe that we as a council group can make this decision on behalf of the residents and keep 2 of the meetings in Linton for the coming year. We have struggled year after year to try and keep Linton going, but the residents do appreciate it. And as we know, there might not be the internet connection there, but it wouldn't hurt for us to actually get a new connection there. As we know, Councillor Phelan does have trouble as well, and in our last term of council we had 2 councillors that had trouble downloading material on their internet. So when we did not go out of our way to try and improve the connection for them. So either we might have to do an alternative means of support for these councillors, and we've got Starlink. There is other forms of connections that we can make, and this is one of the things that we can do at the Linton office. So I believe that for the future and for the historical reasons, we really need to to keep hold of Linton because, as I said, it was formed in 1861, and we just don't want to get rid of our historical significance. I think it's really, really important that we keep it as a councillor group, because once it's gone, it's gone. We will no longer have that as a meeting place. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Mayor Hayden, I'll reserve my right to speak, thank you. I'll reserve my right to speak.
Wish to speak against the motion? Are there any councillors who wish to speak against the motion? Yes, Councillor Sharkey, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Speaking against the motion, I think this discussion regarding Linton has been a discussion that has been going on for many years, and over the last couple of years we have decided to put Linton into the mix of meetings, but I'm sitting here now able to attend this meeting whilst overseas, and I would not be able to attend the meeting if this was held in Linton today. And in our last term, as Councillor Kirby highlighted there is no internet connection that is suffice for Linton to be able to allow councillors to come in. So if new councillors would appreciate, and previous councillors would remember that previous councillor Whitfield was caring for his wife or his partner at the time, and he was unable to attend the meeting, and that his input was missed on the night due to that. We've invested a significant amount of money in Smeisdale. It is only less than a 10-minute drive down the road. I think for those residents in Linton, that they would be able to better attend meetings in Linton. And if we want to talk about the historical value and the importance of the building and Linton area, there's no reason why we as a group of councillors can't attend conversation posts or other means of highlighting the significance of Linton area. But I'd have to speak against this motion in purely the internet connection and the availability, and I think I'm proof of that tonight, being able to attend. Thank you.
Anyone wishing to speak against? Sorry, Councillor Phelan.
Well, I'm speaking probably against the motion, but I think the historic value of Linton, I would know it better than anybody in this room. I served on the council there for 15 years, and to me it is a very historic building. But I think the internet connection, we have people working out of that. There's about 9 community groups working out of there now, which is really good for the community. But I think there was no one more hurt when the Golden Plains took over, or the Grenville Shire got wiped out. But I think I've moved on in that time, and I belong to a new progressive shire, and I believe that at the end of the day, while it'd be lovely and historic to be in Linton, I think that it's served its purpose, and I think that the Smeisdale facility serves the purpose for everybody. And while I appreciate Councillor Kirby's thoughts, I think that it's time we moved on.
Thank you, Councillor Phelan. Anyone else wish to speak? Councillor Cunningham, you reserve the right. Did you wish to speak?
Thank you.
Kirby, did you wish to close?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Yes, I'd just like to just to go over and really say once again that this is a historical building. We don't want to lose what we have got in the Shire. There's not too many historical buildings left, and I think that as a council, as you said, we can have meetings virtual, but it's only a matter of linking up another internet connection. It's only a matter of purchasing another TV for $500 so we can have internet. We can all do it at home. We can link up at home. Surely we can link up in a council building. I really appreciate.
Point of order from Councillor Sharkey.
It just clarity. Clarity on the cost of $500 for a TV, where that information's come from.
JB Hi-Fi.
Look it up in any newspaper. You can go online. That you can buy a TV ranging from $200 up to $2,000. It doesn't have to be the state-of-the-art equipment. All you need is a TV, and I have seen it for myself when I have attended the historical meetings in the Shire itself, and we have had people from all over the world join in that meeting. And I have been there and I have chaired the meeting myself. I've been a guest at that meeting, not chaired the meeting, been a guest at that meeting, Madam Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Kirby. I will now put this to a motion. Motion to a vote, sorry. All those...
Excuse me.
Sorry.
I haven't finished speaking. That was a point of order, not me finishing.
Sorry, Councillor Kirby, go ahead.
Thank you. So I'd just like to say that on behalf of all the groups that have taken over and become part of the Linton building, I think it's been a credit on behalf of the council to get them to put a lot of effort into having community groups in there. But at the same time, we know that the main use of that building is the old the meeting room. So while we don't get a lot of people who actually attend the meetings, that has been one of our highest amounts of people that we have had turn up to our meetings, and it has been in Linton. So I would really, really hate to disappoint the people of Linton by not having our council meetings there. And as I said before, we know that we have internet connections around the Shire, but we also have to make sure that our own councillors can get internet connection as well. So while we're doing one, we might as well do the other and serve the purpose for councillors and a building that could use an internet service. So I just hope that all the councillors can take it on board and we can share and have two meetings a year at Linton. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Kirby. I will now put the motion forward. All those in favour? Councillor Kirby, and all those against? Councillor Robbins, Councillor Sharkey, myself.
Excuse me, no one's called a division yet, Madam Mayor. I'd like to call a division now, though. Thank you.
A division has been called. All those in favour? Councillor Kirby, Councillor Cunningham, Councillor Sharkey. All those opposed? Councillor Robbins, Councillor Phelan. Sorry, I think Councillor Sharkey was coming in on this one.
No.
Sorry, the internet connection is not good. Microphone, can you hear me? Sorry, Councillor Sharkey.
Yeah, sorry, I can hear you, but every time I put my head, I've got a delay of a second or two.
Thank you. Affirming against the motion?
Against the motion.
Thank you, Councillor Sharkey. That's Councillor Robbins, Councillor Phelan, Councillor Sharkey, myself. The motion is lost. We're moving on to the next item. We move to item 7.3.
Back to the original motion.
Motion.
If it was an amendment, it would go back to the original motion, but I don't know if it's an
Alternative.
alternate.
Clarifying. We're now moving.
No, sorry, can I clarify? I thought I understood, I heard Councillor Kirby say it was an alternative motion. So when
It's nice.
Councillor Sharkey called a point of order, it was amendment. Councillor Kirby then said it was going to be an alternative motion.
I'm going to pass to the CEO to explain. Thank you.
All right. So yes, you are correct, Councillor Cunningham, through you, Mayor. Councillor Kirby did raise it initially as an alternate motion. Councillor Sharkey then raised a point of order and said because there was no motion on the table that it...
Other way around.
Amendment and not alternate. Yep, that was my fault.
It removed an amended motion, and Councillor Sharkey raised a point of order, and it was then put on the table as a motion, and as a motion it has now been voted upon. As there was no foreshadowing of any further motions, the motion that was put has been defeated and the item now lapses.
Councillor Sharkey.
We do have to make a decision on this though, so but I don't see how we can't go back and just put forward the another motion. If we don't put forward another motion, we won't have another meeting to be able to hold.
We'll have to have a special meeting of council.
You are, through you, Mayor Hayden.
Thank you.
Council will need to hold an unscheduled meeting to consider the future dates for next year.
Thank you, CEO. We will now move on to item 7.3.
Can we seek further clarification on that? That seems absolutely absurd that we have to do that. Surely there's some governance around that to say just because a foreshadow wasn't put forward, we have to now hold a special meeting.
Through you, Mayor Hayden, what was published in the agenda is actually a recommendation of officers, not a motion, and so therefore we can't move on. Again, through you, Mayor Hayden, Councillor Sharkey, unfortunately our governance rules are quite clear on how we can progress on this, and so we are slightly bound to proceed with the way that we've already identified, and we now need to move on to the next item. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, CEO. I now refer councillors to page 13 of the agenda for this report. The recommendation is that Council note the Q1 finance report for the 3 months from 1st of July until 30th of September 2024. Are there any questions of clarification? Do I have a mover of the recommendation? Councillor Cunningham. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Robbins. Mover, do you wish to speak to the motion?
Thank you, Mayor Hayden. I'm confident and will support the recommendation to accept the Q1 financial report, 1st of July to 30 September. The applicable report provided to councillors with a comprehensive overview of council's financial performance and current financial position to 30th September 2024. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Cunningham. Seconder, do you wish to speak to the motion?
I have nothing to add.
Thank you. Are there any councillors who wish to speak against the motion? I'll now put the motion. All those in favour? Councillor Phelan, Councillor Robbins, Councillor Kirby, Councillor Cunningham, Councillor Sharkey. Thank you. Motion is carried. We will now move to item 7.4. I refer councillors to page 21 of the agenda for this report. The recommendation that council adopt the revised consultation meeting policy, attachment 1, consultation meeting procedure, attachment 2, that council rescind the advertised planning applications policy and procedures, attachments 3 and 4, statutory planning fee waiver and rebate policy, attachment 5. Are there any questions of clarification? Do I have a mover of the recommendation? Councillor Cunningham. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Sharkey. Are there any councillors who wish to speak against the motion? Oh, sorry. Mover, do you wish to speak to the motion?
Thank you, Mayor Hayden. Once again, pretty straightforward item covering a total review of the required amendments to the applicable statutory planning, operational policies, procedure. And once again, comfortable to support this applicable recommendation as presented to councillors for consideration. Thank you.
Thank you. Seconder, do you wish to speak to the motion?
Sorry, did I second that? Sorry, I'm not able to hear.
That's okay, sorry. Are there any councillors who wish to speak against the motion? I'll now put the motion forward. All those in favour? Sorry, Councillor Sharkey.
So, yeah, so just clarification. Did I? Sorry, I did want to speak to the item. I was unsure whether I seconded that or not.
No, that's okay. Yeah, yes, you did second it.
Yeah, happy to second it, but I did just want to make a point on it. Whilst it's largely operational, I did put a question through it. So has been a small bone of contention with a lot of residents seeking planning applications and that. With the rescission of the advertising going back to offices, there is other councils are doing advertising different to us. The Saturday edition of the Geelong Advertiser, which is the most expensive newspaper to advertise in our region, is where most applicants are forced to place advertisements. This is not. It's not against the Act to advertise in our widely distributed newspapers such as the Golden Plains Times. I'm only asking that offers into the future consider means of advertising around the area that are cheaper. There is many examples there. One example of a resident in Lethbridge that applied for a shed that had a covenant on them, had to place a $1,000 advertisement in the newspaper. This $1,000 is a significant cost of the overall application. We are talking about cost of livings and reducing pricings and costs of things. I'd sooner be lining the pockets of our residents rather than the Geelong Advertiser when we have other means, and it's not against legislation. So I'm happy to support the motion, but I did want to, and it's something I have raised on numerous occasions over the last few years, and I just wanted to raise it here in the public domain, and hopefully officers will take that on board and look at cheaper means of advertising while also getting the same results and saving residents significant amounts of money. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Sharkey. I'm just waiting for Councillor Sharkey. Thank you. Motion is carried unanimously. Just a slight delay. Thank you. I now refer councillors to page 25 of the agenda for this report. Recommendation that council receives and notes the delegates' report and informal meetings of councillors for the past month. Are there any questions of clarification? Do I have a mover of the recommendation? Councillor Robbins. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Cunningham. Mover, do you wish to speak to the motion?
Yes, I wanted to take this opportunity to explain why I've included the Ballarat Walk Against Gender-Based Violence on the delegates' report, given it took place outside of Golden Plains. This event was hosted by the City of Ballarat as part of the 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence and was supported by Respect Victoria and other partners. For many residents in the north of Golden Plains Shire, Ballarat is where we go to learn, work and play. This year, 3 Ballarat women have been murdered: Samantha Murphy, Hannah Maguire and Rebecca Young. Hannah Maguire's body was found in a burning car in Scarsdale by my colleagues in the Smythesdale Fire Brigade. So this event and this subject is close to home. Ballarat's rate of family violence is higher than the state average. Over the next 4 years, Ballarat will be home to a world-leading saturation model program that aims to use every available community touchpoint to address the drivers of men's violence against women. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Robbins. Seconder, do you wish to speak to the motion?
Yeah, thank you, and I acknowledge Councillor Robbins' comments and her commitment to that cause. If I can just do a quick wrap up, it's good to get back out and about the community. So just for the last couple of weeks, I attended the Bannockburn Community Christmas Carol service, which was held last Saturday evening at the Bannockburn Presbyterian Church. Between 200 to 300 people were in attendance, and it was a great community feel. Council supported this event via the Community Strengthening Grants program. Council Officer Kami and Council were acknowledged for the support and assistance provided to make this event a reality. The Mayor Awards, I attended the presentation of the Mayor Awards on behalf of Mayor Hayden to Lethbridge and Shelford Primary Schools. Once again, it's a great opportunity to build relationships with schools in the community and council, an opportunity to engage with and listen to residents are there. Friday night ago, last week, I was invited to open and MC the Teesdale Christmas Carols Market. Once again, another great community event, but also as a council, the opportunity to meet and speak to community members. Council Officer Rita Pranson was also acknowledged on the night for the great support and assistance provided. On Saturday, I attended the official opening of the new course at the Bannockburn Golf Club. 18 grass greens have been opened. A great job by all the committee and volunteers involved in this project. A great community-focused club, bringing visitors and people from outside the community. Lastly, once again, I attended on behalf of Mayor Hayden. I was invited along to the Youth Volunteer Thank You Dinner. This event was to acknowledge and recognise the achievements and contributions of young people who volunteer in the Youth Activation Committee and also the Freezer crew. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Cunningham. Are there any councillors who wish to speak against the motion? I'll now put the motion forward. All those in favour? Thank you. Carried unanimously. Notices of motion. There are no notices of motion for consideration. Petitions. There are no petitions for consideration. Urgent business. There are no items of urgent business for consideration. Sorry, Councillor Sharkey.
Yeah, just wondering if I could call for an urgent business now, and we can reconvene tomorrow morning to make the decision regarding the meetings. It just seems absurd that we're going to go round, put out advertisements. Are we able to do that now as urgent business to call for a unscheduled meeting?
I will now pass to the CEO to answer.
Thank you, Councillor Sharkey. Good thinking. However, unfortunately, we need to give a minimum notice period of 72 hours for an unscheduled meeting. So even if we were to consider it as urgent business, we would not be able to proceed the way that's been suggested.
Thank you, CEO, and thank you, Councillor Sharkey. Confidential reports for decision. There are no confidential reports for decision for consideration. There being no further items of business, I declare the meeting closed at 6:36 p.m.